So I'm feeling just a tad bit better. But that's only because I, quote, defied, unquote, my friends, my online friends, who are the complete, how they feel is completely opposite to how Joe feels. But my female online friends who, want to upset your mother, whatever, and even an online one who's not a friend. And I upset my mother, I said the truth to her, you're failing, you failed me as a mother, you failed me as a kid, you subjected me to that abusive alcoholic because you're weak and selfish, and then you're failing me now, you're letting your cunt of a half-sister get away with doing this, and you're not doing anything about it, I have a bad back. I've already been feeling it, carrying my stuff around every day, leaving the shelter every day and coming back out, I've already been feeling it, So my mother's gonna, I didn't ask her for this, she offered, I'm gonna stay here part-time and in the shelter part-time, and she's not gonna tell a soul. Could Marion find out? Sure, Marion could find out about this. I told my mom, one of my online friends thought maybe Marion knew it, and no. She's like, there's no way. There's no way Marion could have ever found out about YouTube and didn't sit now. But now I've removed my name. I tested it out. My YouTube does not pop up with any variation of my name. It doesn't pop up. My mom offered. I told my mom, even if I was still living with Bobby, I would want you to clear my name and whatnot. But now it's almost like life or death because I have a bad back, and it's only a matter of time before, I need to stress over and over because our stupid social worker, just even yesterday, Laura's not there, right? I wouldn't want you to lose your housing. She's not going to lose her housing. It's just a bluff. It's not true. There's no restraining order against me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything illegal. There's no restraining order against me. It's all the women in the office who can't stand me. Just like they told my mom in 12 when I wanted to, if Laura comes here, she'll be arrested. They fuck with my mother's head. It's not true. I can't be arrested when there's no restraining order. They couldn't legally force my mom to sell this house, you understand? Based on what? My mom has a doctor's note that said I could live here. You just have to understand, it's all just fucking with my mom's head. She's gonna let me stay here part-time. I'm gonna sneak in. I'll be able to go to the library around here. I just have to make sure I come back late at night after dark and leave early in the morning before the woman in the office gets there. And I'm never around when Marion could possibly come over. How sad, but my mother's giving me hope, because if I can stay here part-time, and I'm not living here, my mom's just helping me out, if I can stay here part-time, then I won't have to carry so much even when I am in the shelter, because I know that it'll only be a couple of days or so before I'm back with my mom to get new underwear or get this or get that, She gave me the tiniest amount of hope. But I had to hurt her. I had to do what my friend said. You shouldn't do it, yeah, you're not living my life. You're not sitting there in agony and wanting to die and remembering how badly you were in pain before because you fucked up your back and you had to carry stuff around every day. We aren't going to tell anyone. Not even Cheryl, not the dog woman, and she's certainly not going to tell that woman up the street wanting to betray me, The woman might see me, but hopefully she's not like Marion's spy. Hopefully she won't tell Marion. But you know what? Even if I can get away with it for a while, I might be able to get away with it long enough to find housing. I also have to get my fucking ass to LA and get my stuff. Okay? The library around here is just boonies. It's not limited. It's not like the library near the shelter where you get 2 hours and that's it. 2 hours goes by like that. You know? If I'm trying to find a lady, I'm wanting to do my YouTube shit and all this crap, there's no time. 2 hours goes by like that. I shouldn't have to live like this anyway. I shared my poetry with my mama. She's like, oh, those are beautiful. I'm like, they're not beautiful. She's like, oh, they're morbid. But I mean, I'm talented at the point. Of course, I have to say, yeah, I'm talented, Mom, and you let your sister treat me like crap. Don't lie about me. And she's like, well, alright, just got out of the hospital. I said, Mom, I understand you just went out of the hospital because I said, but you can tell these people, your psychologist you're seeing tomorrow, and your social worker that you're seeing Thursday, whatnot, you know, you can tell them what your sister is doing to me upsets you, that it's not true, you know. You can tell them that you did want to get a lawyer and fight Marion, and then you got sick. You tell them that it's not me who was forcing you to get a lawyer or whatnot. My mother's not going to get sick again because I want her to tell the truth. It's how I would feel even if I still had a place. Cut me back on her medication. She's on 1,000 milligrams of Depakote every night, and then 10 milligrams of Prolixin at night, and then just 5 milligrams of Prolixin in the daytime, and that's it. She was saying to me last night, Marion set up my pills and set them up wrong, and blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, I never set them up wrong, Mom. Marion doesn't give a shit, you know. You can set up your own pills anyway. Marion doesn't need to do it. She doesn't even care enough to do it right. Cannot stand her. I'm in a desperate situation, people. I had to make my mother feel guilty or understand because I am innocent of these charges. You know, I'm innocent. It's one thing. Marion was telling the truth. You know? If Marion was telling the truth about me, it'd be a whole other ball game. If she was, but even the stupid social worker saying, Laura's not asking about me. I said, Mom, if we're gonna pull this off, you are gonna have to lie. We are not gonna tell anyone, nobody, not even Cheryl. We're not gonna tell anyone because it'll just be easier if we tell nobody. If my mother tells nobody, then it's almost like it's not happening. Like she can pretend that I'm not even here. It's not happening. And I'll have a slight amount of hope in me, you know. I won't have to stay at that goddamn shelter all the time. I'll know that I can be here sometimes. And it'll be the secret between me and my mom. It's sad it has to be this way. I wouldn't have asked her. It still makes me ill because my mom shouldn't even have to. I shouldn't have to sneak around. I shouldn't have to be in my mom's closet yet. Yesterday, or I don't know what time, I was waiting for my mom to go to bed and I fell asleep. I already got ready to bed, but I didn't shut the light off or anything because I wanted to do this video. Sleep, but I shouldn't have to sneak around this way. It's just sickening. It's sickening. I would have never asked my mom. She offered. I wasn't going to ask my mom. I was going to just tell her, you know, this is ridiculous. You let Marion do this. No. They're awful. They're just fucking with your head on me. They cannot force you to sell your house. Your social worker's an idiot. I'm going to write to her supervisor, her boss, go over her head. She's going to see her psychologist. Told her, Mom, get her, please. Thing would be that I can use the library for hours at a time. It's a boonies library, which means a lot of times computers are not used up. They're not, and I can just stay on the damn computer all goddamn day if nobody's waiting. And you can't wait for a specific, you know what I mean? Every computer has to be filled up. And in the past, that just didn't happen, and I got to stay there for hours. Even the other night, when I was coming, even the other night, last week when I was coming over on Thursday, I got to stay in the computer for hours. How things change and how I feel, what I was saying earlier. I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm not strong enough to do anything. Joe doesn't understand. He says about when he wanted me to fight Marion, just to stay here and and whatever, because she can't. There's no restraining order. There's nothing. My mother wants me. It's just ridiculous. And he's like, well, you can't expect asking your mom to fight Marion. It's like asking a baby to move 500 pounds, whatever. Yeah, what you want me to do, I'm not strong enough, Joe. I'm barely hanging on. That's why I wanted allies. I wanted help. My online friends are not enough because I need in-person. INPERSON help. And that was such a disappointment to me. That woman blew me up. She's my friend. If she chills, I showed her that letter that I gave to my aunt who died of pancreatic cancer last. We discussed that cancer in my aunt and how she had betrayed me, but I didn't want her to die without, seeing her again and forgiving her and whatnot. Chills. The woman said that letter gave her chills. I read it all. There's chills. No, I didn't. I think I gave it to her to read or something. Whatever. It gave her chills. I'm talented, and Marion gets to forever treat me and make everyone like fucking low-life scumbags. Woman in Australia, I don't know, the 50, I don't know how long ago it was, but they were going to remove her brain, lobotomy, back when lobotomies were illegal. She was in the nut house. It's happened to my mom numerous times. They were going to remove part of her brain, give her a lobotomy. She went on, but she got released. Someone saved her, and she won the Pulitzer Prize for poetry. When someone who has problems can't deal with reality, can't deal with life, as it is, and this life's pretty fucking horrible, okay? The fact that they doesn't negate their talent or their intelligence in any manner whatsoever. Lobotomy, they were going to give this woman in Australia, and she went on to win the Pulitzer Prize for poetry. She was saved from lobotomy. So she obviously was in the nut house, had serious psychological problems, but she was a brilliant fucking poet. She won the Pulitzer Prize. You understand what's going on here? These cops and these politicians and all that couldn't write to save their fucking lives. They couldn't write one poem, even the best, you know what I mean? The ones who want to just lock us up and not block. Mary. Kate. She gets away with it forever. I hate this world. I want to read you my poetry. It's all out here in different videos, but this is the poems I show my mother. I was going to show my therapist, and I was going to show that woman. Being mentally ill doesn't negate a person is mentally ill. You know, being that way doesn't negate that person's talent or intelligence or whatnot. We're not nothing. Amanda Seyfried's brilliant actress and drop-dead gorgeous, and she said something about it's scary to be afraid of your own mind, but you know, she was able to become an actress despite her illness. You know, it's like, I'm not nothing just because I can't deal with this world as it is. This world sucks. Every time you turn around, I mean, more killing just recently, that husband and wife blew 2 cops away, blew away a civilian who was trying to stop them from, I think they were just going to target cops. They blew away the civilian because he was going after the woman. I just found out on the news that he didn't know she was a threat. He thought it was just him, and she blew him away at point range because he was about to, he had a concealed weapon, so he's, you know, and they turned the gun on themselves. That virgin guy, whatever, in college, 19 people he killed. The goddamn news only mentions the 6 co-eds in college that he killed, but he killed a total of 19 people. They shouldn't negate those other lives either. I don't know why the news did that. I'm just saying, this world is falling apart. I told my mom it's going to get worse. And mentally ill people like me and my mom and numerous others and more will even become mentally ill. They can't cope with the way this world is. I told the woman, the older woman, who was like, oh, I would have kicked Marion's ass a long time ago. I'm like, I don't want to be straight. She's like, and I said, I'm a lover, not a fighter, you know. I keep getting fucked by evil people. The landlord's evil. He called 911 on me and tried to get me sexually. Liar, fucking bastard. He's evil. Bobby's just a wimp. Bobby's not evil. Bobby just couldn't fight the landlord because the landlord had stuff on Bobby, obviously. Because even at the last minute, I got that email from Bobby. Laura, I'm not throwing you out. I'm moving in with my girlfriend and getting engaged. The fact that Bobby wanted to share that with me at the last minute, he's not evil. The fact that he wanted me to meet his girlfriend, you know, showed that he thought of me as like a friend or something. He just was a wimp. He's just in the end only out for himself, but he's not evil, whereas his landlord definitely is evil. evil. He tried to get me sexually. He lied. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't. Now, the night before, if he should have tried to get, if he was going to be, playing, thinking in the devious mind, when I was crying over Bobby's betrayal and whatnot, that I was crying my eyes out over Bobby's betrayal, even though Bobby had told me the landlord had decided we could stay to the end of June. But then again, the landlord could have been just fucking. He could have been planning all along to do this and just saying that to Bobby so I would be pacified and then not know what hit me, That's what I believe. But in the end, when I was crying my eyes out that night, that would have been when the landlord could have got away with maybe calling the cops, but he didn't do it. He did it the next night. And when he did it the next night, I just got back from, I had been under the impression I had to the end of June, so I had 6 weeks to find a new place to live. I had just walked over and blasted my music in my ear. I was in a good mood. I was getting ready to make my green smoothie. I was still, didn't like that Bobby was moving out and whatnot, and then he had taken his dog, because I had said, you can take care of your own goddamn dog, so. But in any case, it's possible the landlord had said I could stay to the end of June and we'd just pay June's rent and blah, blah, whatever. But remember, he didn't want it. He didn't like being forced into this. He didn't like a woman, me, telling him, this is the law and this, that, and, in so many words, and having Bobby tell him. And he didn't like any of that, and then he probably hadn't yet Googled my name, and he did. And then he got the shock of his life, and then he tried to, do what he did as retaliation. And Joe doesn't want to talk to me. I don't blame him. I haven't called a landlord, tenant, attorney. I haven't done anything. I can't even, this thing with Marion saying this about me, and then when I hear that the social worker, there's not there, is she? Why don't you lose your housing? I'm just unfucking believable. It'd be one thing if I was guilty of what Marion was saying, and then my mom wasn't supposed to have me here, or was sneaking me in, or if it's not the case. Marion acts like I'm a criminal or a drug addict or just after my mother's money, and none of that is true. I'm going to stay here part-time and be in the shelter part-time, and when I am here, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to leave and go to the library all goddamn day long. Even if I can't be on the computer, I can sit there and read a book or something. But anyway, poetry. This is all out on the internet. It's all out somewhere in my YouTube videos where I've cited. But my room can't be lit. I try sometimes, but rarely succeed. Try so hard, don't know what to believe. The enemy is self-contempt. The darkest place secrets are kept. Can't be explained, can't even be named. Where is that dream I never dreamt? Even the touch that heals can't last. I have to sink down with my arms spread out before me, wanting so much to understand just a little bit, praying to a God that has never heard me. My room can't be lit. Old poem wrote a lifetime ago. Love is nothing. This is one that I wrote not that long ago, back in '08. Love is nothing, give me pleasure instead. I'm tired of letting love get inside of my head. I'm tired of knowing what I've always known. Something inside me means I'll wind up alone. Love is nothing when I can drown out the pain, lift up my spirits and keep myself sane. It's not worth the trouble of living in fear. Give in to the feeling, then watch it disappear. Love is nothing but an elusive thought. Can I ever grab it? Maybe, maybe not. Filled up with envy, maybe some grief. Want what others have, however brief. The feelings don't last, smothered by hurt. Build up some trust, then get thrown in the dirt. Dust myself off and start to sing. Just fuck it all. Love is nothing. By Laura, October 31st, 2008, written a mere 4 days prior to when my 7-year, 8-month live-in farcical relationship with a jerk who did not deserve me ended badly. The awakening. See her in the corner shaking. Is she something in the making? Torn in two, inside she's blue, longing for the awakening. Puzzled by the brevity, good feelings rise, then cease to be. Courage is to maintain breath. Climb inside and view the depths. Creation whole, it sears the soul. Please let me go and embrace death. By Laura 1609. Stayed with Joe those 3 wonderful weeks as an escape, a retreat, whatever you want to call it, and then went back to Donald and Hope. But I wrote this the same day I returned. I had nowhere to go. I wound up, going up. I had nowhere to go. I have to don't do what he did to me. This was my home. I'm still there. Death caresses. Death caresses, tickles the skin, aching for sweet oblivion. Aware of the lie and can't fit in, while the robots command just pretend. Screw you, I'll do whatever I please. You won't push me to my knees. Slash to pieces this perfect face. Perfect is in parentheses, in quotes, by the way. Mind won't ever be erased. Nothing came to she who waited. All that she anticipated. Believed the other, that's in quotes too, had big plans she would never understand. Because the alternative was to never really live. And only be this empty shell forced to play the game so well, existing for her day in hell. By Laura 2009. Only she knows. This was written a lifetime ago, back when I was in college. She cries out, nobody hears. Only she knows the darkness and the fear. Won't disappear wherever she goes. Only she knows. Only she knows this just isn't right. Only she sees herself giving up the fight. And when the rage grows, only she knows. Imposter. I wrote this a long time ago too. I don't know if I think I wrote this in college too, to tell you the truth. Don't want it, don't respect it, let me out quick as you can. I'm an insult to myself, the worst imposter of man, wearing the wrong clothes, only the emperor knows. I try not to hear those voices, will myself to make the right choices, but I've tasted the moldy bread, let the wine go to my head. Racing against time in a body that's not really mine. I actually thought that line was in a body, racing against time in a body that isn't mine, but whatever. Body that's not really mine. Running down the track so I can get to the finish line and give it back. And then we got Wake Up Sleepyhead Rides Over. This was written, not in college, this was written when I was living with Donald in a whole poem. It was written towards the end of my relationship, farcical relationship with Donald. Wake Up Sleepyhead Rides Over. Serpent's tongue lapped the tears from my eyes and the blood from my wrists right before I died. Did you see that face? Peace at last. Time erased. Present became past. Nothing replaced. Take the time to know. You don't want to know. Take the time to know. I don't want to know. Nothing but a hollow shell. Walking around, speaking out loud. Pull my strings, watch me dance. Unseen in the crowd. Take the time to know. You don't want to know. Take the time to know. I don't want to know. One after the other. It's building up. It's building up. What does it matter? One less here, you'll all go on. Blind to all the things you did wrong. Take the time to know. You don't want to know. Take the time to know. I don't want to know. I know several years ago, I forget exactly when I wrote this, but I know I wrote it after 2001 and long before 2008. And this is a part of my song, Something in My Eye. How can I begin when I'm not even allowed to be my own skin? Never make you proud. Instead you turn on me, knock me to the ground. 'Cause you think that's where I should be. And you always reach that place, formed so long ago. The one I let you create, the one I never showed. Line from the song I wrote in 2001, 2002, Something in My Eye, and then Running from My Own Damnation. I'm all dehydrated, mouth and whatnot. I can't sing worth a shit. Not that I can sing much worth a shit, and usually anyway. But running from my own wrong creation. Dropped you when I shouldn't have been. Shed a tear and can't even make a friend. Chorus from a song I wrote during the brief period of time in 2001 when I was busy dancing for fun / escaping capitals, not for money in capitals, on my Earth Game TV channel pretty much on a regular basis. And then in 2007, shortly before Donald did the unthinkable to me, very rare for me to do this, these are actually poems that are not morbid or depressing or whatnot. Love is all there is and was. Without love, all we are was lost. We paid the price. How high the cost? All just souls, all just sparks. all just lost in the dark. I wish one of my videos could go viral. I watched this part, a few minutes, of this dumbass fucking show. And there was nothing on, and I just happened to flip to that channel. Famous in 12 Weeks, where the guy who runs that show, TMZ, is trying to make this family famous in 12 weeks. You can listen to them babble on. One of them was like, oh, I will do anything to become famous. Yeah, I'm sure you would step all over everybody and do anything and everything. You can tell, the sad thing is they will become famous most likely, but you can tell they just have nothing to offer. They're just, it's just sad. You just listen to them and know that they're just, and they will become famous, I'm sure. Okay, here I wrote this in 2008. Why do you hate us? Because you're blind, that's why. I hate you because you're blind. I hate you because you're cruel. I hate you because you teased me and beat me up in school when I never did a single thing to you. I hate you because you laugh when people get cut in half. Blood squirts all over the screen and you don't think how obscene. I hate you because you can't do the things I do, yet my whole life you've waited for me to think and act like you. And when I've tried and failed, you've laughed your evil laugh and waited for the day that I get cut in half. Oh, and then there's this one that actually is out here that has not gone viral, but that does have like 14,000 video views. The mind, I wrote this 20 some odd years ago. I wrote this when I was still with Joe, but he was leaving. He had to leave me. He thought, knowing his love for me, as I haven't experienced that, I would never go back to my promiscuous ways. And he was wrong. He was wrong because I did what I did to escape the torment of my own thoughts, okay? Looking for Mr. Goodbar. The mind is stronger than his love. The mind is strong, stronger, strongest. He doesn't see it. I will go back. Anything is better than this torment. Use me, fuck me, urinate on me, in me. Put Alicia around my neck and your sea up my sea. Let me be nothing, I need to be nothing, the something. He, as in whatever, higher power, God, whatever. The force source. He made me as too much. I'm fighting hard, but if I lose, everyone loses, me first, head first. Wrote it in 1996 or 1997. Is that right? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, 1996, 1997. That's right. And in the end, we have this poem that I wrote lying next to Donald after I'd just given him scratches. He never wanted to give me scratches back, of course. But every once in a while, if he was in a good mood, I'd get him to brush my long blonde hair for at least a half hour. That was nice. He wanted scratches all the time. I was lying next to him, holding him. Little did I know what was in store for me several months later. Anyway, as we all know, I never loved. I was never in love with him. He wasn't in love with me. I was never in love with him. I've never been in love. I wasn't in love with Joe. I don't have it in me. I'm a fucking freak. A misfit freak. I was sharing some things with the woman in the shelter, the one who shared things with me, the one I was trying to bomb when she came back. I said to her, I might want to fuck. I should have really, really badly want to fuck the guy again. But I'm not even remotely itching to give any guy my And if you're anything like the typical person, because I have heard this, and she wasn't like the typical person. I knew that she wasn't. That's why I was sharing shit with her. But because she shared a lot of shit with me the other day. And then I didn't get to see her because I was at my mama's. But anyway, you're anything like the typical person you're going to see. But Laura, they're not all bad. You just have to find the right one. Yeah. I thought Donald was my soulmate, people. Find the right one, yeah. I definitely would like to get fucked again, but ain't itching to anytime soon. Probably never. And she even said you might never trust another guy. She said, like, that's your choice. No one can force you to do that. You have to do what's right for you. I knew she would say something like that. It's like she might be in a shelter, but she's no idiot. Not even remotely. And she went through hell and back as a kid just like I did. That'd be a good line for a poem or song. Hell and back as a kid just like I did. Hell and back. She went through hell and back as a kid just like I most definitely fucking did. Okay. Anyway. For now, parentheses, nothing is ever enough. For now, I'll just hold him, feel my warmth and fold around him, not think about what I know has to be. It's not that I don't love him, it's that something comes above him, and that something is crying out to me. Just as an aside, this is a long poem. I wrote it just like those poets sometimes just write and write real quick. This isn't something I thought about. This is something that just poured out of me while I was lying next to Donald in the bed. I got my notebook and I wrote this in a short amount of time, probably just, I don't think about my poems. I mean, I never think about them. I just wrote it probably in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. It just poured out of me really fast, you know. It wasn't anything I thought about. It just a stream of consciousness. It just came out of me. Anyway. For now, I'll just hold him, feel my warmth and fold around him, not think about what I know has to be. It's not that I don't love him, it's that something comes above him, and that something is crying out to me. I feel it swimming in me, this pent-up creativity, screaming so loud to be heard. If I remain in this trance, just to stay in this romance, I won't be allowed to speak one word. I've always been haunted by things I've always wanted, I know that the price is high, but it can't be any other way. You can't put me in a box, hold me down with chains and locks, then sit back and watch while I suffocate. The madness that breathes in me could come out so easily. My struggle is just to exist. Please keep me in your heart when you know that I might fall apart. I never asked for any of this. It just is what is. I don't have any choice. I must let them hear my voice. This goes beyond you and I. I wanted you to come with me, feel the magic and be set free. But you choose to shrivel up and die. I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know why. The drive and the need have planted their seed. They need to be freed, need to be believed. I never wanted normal things. I cringe when I hear a child screaming. Want to hop back in my bed and continue dreaming. The only man who will want to be with me is one who is able to see. The wizard has the curtain closed. It's not what I would have chose. To be so aware of the absurdity, maybe there's no hope for me when I damn well know what I can't be. I added the damn well. Maybe there's no hope for me when I know what I can't be. I can't be normative. Can only try to live. In this strange world I'll never understand. And way down deep inside, in that place I try to hide, I'll pray to a God that has never heard me. Pray for a love to come and save me. Knowing all the time I'm just wasting my time. I'm just losing my mind. 'Cause no one's going to care that much or dare love one so out of touch with reality. I'll just be lonely. I'll just be lonely. I'll just be lonely. You're all lost in your drama. You've put on all your armor while I lay myself naked before you. I feel death's constant presence, so I am left defenseless. This is just something I am forced to do. Knowing the price for me, you'll whisper, "Oh, she's crazy," and go on with your little lives. Or else you put me down, wish I was not around to force you to open up your eyes. Can I get just one of you to understand I'm losing the love of my life? So I thought in the very beginning, but, a poem is a poem. It doesn't have to be completely, 100% true to reality. Can I get just one of you to understand I'm losing the love of my life? I can't close the veil on everything I feel. I can't be a mother in a way. I can barely breathe most of the time, and my smile is not really mine. If I smile enough, will you give me the love that might keep me sane in this torturous game where nothing's ever enough? Laura, 2008. If I smile enough, will you give me the love that might keep me sane in this torturous game where nothing is ever enough?